Everybody, I'm excited to have this opportunity to have you explore a really cool new online tool. My name is Amber Hefner. I'm Executive Director of IDEA, and I'm going to be turning today over to our new partner in crime, we are going to work together to get you all hooked on Kino, because I can tell you my team is loving it. So with that, Raviv, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Fantastic. So, everyone, thank you for joining. What we're going to do, we're going to use our pull focus feature, which will put me in the center of your screen, and we don't need to worry much about muting, because we are going to set the volume. We can actually have a lot of game with what you hear and who you are listening to, because Kino is all about being a listener rather than just being a speaker. So I'm just go ahead and pull the focus to myself, and I'm gonna set this to be 20%, and do this, and let's see. Fantastic. So all of you are focused on me right now, and welcome to Kino. Very excited to have all of you here online. So pretty much, I'm going to take you a little bit through the story of how we started and the history of Kino. I'll try to be to the point and not talk too much, because sometimes I get passionate and I kind of lose myself in the story. I don't want to bore anyone, so just going to try and make it like as interactive and engaging as possible. So we started Kino back in March of 2020, when I actually went on one conference call with friends, and it was an experience that was kind of off for me specifically, because I wanted to be able to talk to people. But if you go on a social setting, then it's always awkward. You don't know exactly when you can speak, what's the flow of the conversation, because it's all meant to be a a business setting where we all talk about the same agenda, and not, there's only one speaker. So on Kino, we pretty much wanted to take that two-dimensional idea of a video conferencing tool and give it space, in the sense that people can actually move towards and from other people and engage with the person that they wanted to engage with. So for example, if I wanted just to speak with Amber right now, I could click on Amber's target icon and just go ahead and focus on Amber. And I'll show all of you how it works. We're going to have an interactive session a little bit down the line, after I'll explain a little bit more about how Kino can be a great tool when we're talking about being an educator. So the entire idea is that you can focus on one participant, like you're focused on me right now, and you will see that I am at 100% of your screen and at 100% audio, and your other participants, for those of you that are on a computer, if you hover over to other participants' tiles, you'll see that their audio is set to be at 5% instead of or 20%, because I specifically set it for 20%. So that way, people can have multiple conversations at the same time, because if you're not at 100% in my ear, I don't have to listen to you. The person that I'm focused on, that I choose to focus on, will be at 100%, and I can have a conversation with Amber, and Tom can have a conversation with Pam, and Leo can have a conversation with Anna, and Sue with Sahar, etc. So it's pretty much gives you like the ability to move around within a space. So with that, what does it mean when we are in a classroom? So when we're in a classroom, one of the things that we noticed and we heard from a lot from educators, and also this morning we just had a very interesting conversation about it. I was demoing Kino on a meetup yesterday, and there was this moment when I was demoing and I couldn't see anyone, because they put you on the stage and then you can only see yourself, and I didn't know if I'm talking to the point, or I see that people are engaged or not. And even right now, when I'm with you on the Kino, I can see all of you, you can see all of me, And I know that I'm on the stage because I pull the focus of all of you. But you guys are giving me feedback just by nodding sometime, or even with your eyes. I can see that you're engaged. And so that's, as an educator, if you stand in front of a group of students and you have the ability to pull their focus, and then once you pull their focus, you can also adjust the volume of what will be the noise level that they're going to hear from their classmates. It gives you the opportunity to, first of all, talk to students that you can see and you know that they see you. And you know what? Just before I continue, I want to show you what I see. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen of this tab right here. This is my screen right now of all of you. So you can see that I am sharing my screen and I see all of you. And every one of you have like a green tile. And that green tile border means that you're focused on me. So that's how I know that I'm in the front of your screen and that at 100% audio. Now, if you see, like I said, you have on every participant there is like a volume slider for those of you that are on a computer. If you hover over tiles, different tiles of participants, you see that you have like the volume control. For those of you that are on the mobile devices, if you tap and hold on anyone on the Kino, you will see that a small menu will pop up, and that menu gives you the ability to adjust the volume if you wanted to increase or reduce. And in that sense, every participant has an option to set up their own experience inside the Kino and just really decide if there is let's say, a background noise from someone in the Kino. I could just say, okay, I just want to mute Elizabeth or like mute Amber or whoever I wanted to mute, so I am not interrupted. Instead of just muting, as a moderator, just okay, I'm muting everyone and that's it. Um, So imagine that you're in a classroom and you have that option to stand or sit in front of a group of students, see that they're engaged. You see their faces. You can, if someone asks a question, you can see that they ask questions. We actually created this, and also embedded um, a new option to send chat messages that are shown on the tiles themselves. So, for example, I'm going to ask Tom, Tom, if you can send a bunch of private messages to the participants that are on laptops. I'm sorry, apologies for those that are on mobile. We don't have that feature yet on mobile. We're working on it. But pretty much when someone sends, you know what, Tom, let's send me a private message. Let me share my screen and show them what we see when you send me a private message. I'm going to zoom in on Tom Tile. You can also do this on the Kino because it's Chrome based. Tom, go ahead and send me a message. Tom just send me a message. This is a private message he wrote. I see that his name here. I can click here and this will open my conversation. No, if I can just zoom out. Uh, Sorry. If I click on Tom's message, then I see that this is a private message. It's a message that Tom sent me. So I'm actually able to engage with students even more in the sense that I will get the subtitle of the message inside the video space without needing to actually move away to a chat and navigate somewhere else and disengage for a second from the video screen that I have in front of me, which is another seamless way that we are trying to streamline Kino. Um, Other than that, we can also do things on Kino like wave. So I'm going to go ahead and wave at every one of you. Just ignore it, but ignore that wave, waving at Leo, waving at and Chavez. So I just waved at every one of you. So when we wave, you see a notification on top that says Raviv waved at you. Either focus back, because we usually when we wave, we want to get someone's attention and we can focus on that person. Or we can just let them talk. So if Amber just waved at me, I can just say, "Yeah, Amber, you want to ask a question? 100%. And we can hear the question." Now, Amber, if you can please unmute your microphone Um, and then I set the master volume, the audio of other participants to other participants to be 20%. So when you're going to ask the question, other people are going to hear you at a lower intensity, and I want to demonstrate what that feels like. So could you tell us how are the renovations going?
How are the renovations going? If you can't hear, there is hammering going on right now.
So I'm willing to bet that most of you just heard Amber, but you did not very much heard the renovations, right? Because I get it at 100%, so I could hear all of it. But you guys have her at 20% as a as a classmate for the sake of argument. So I can actually um, have someone ask a question, and it's still gonna be loud enough for all of you to hear the question, but not gonna be um, overwhelming, so that the background noise are seeping through and causing a disturbance. Now, if Amber was not muting her microphone completely, then that would be fine still, because it doesn't matter. The master volume is set to be 20%. So one more thing that I want to talk about, which is a great strength of Kino, and I'm going to share with you some of of the method of how we work, which is interesting because Kino is a great tool for collaboration. When we are in a Kino, because we have that game of audio, changing the visual, we can actually create spaces that, if I was to share my screen with you, I'm going to show you our Kino virtual office. And this is an experience that all of us are having every day. I have my team members here. I set all of them to 0 because I didn't want them to interrupt our conversation. I'm actually connected to two Kinos simultaneously. I can open my Spaces panel, and I can see in real time all my Kino team members. And if I was to zoom in, you can see that Tom and I are here. We have Bamir, Zordit, Francesco, and Darim. Or did we just left Elvis? And then here we have spaces of other team members that we have on the Kino team, and they are not present right now, so those spaces are empty. Now, as a teacher, I can actually divide my group into my classroom into smaller groups that can collaborate and work, but I'm engaged and I can see everything that's happening in the classroom. I can um, always see like that if the students are working or not working, and I have that sense of an actual classroom. You'll also hear like the hum from, like, they are talking in this space, they are talking in this space, and that causes, like, that gives you like the 5%. And recently we spoke with a teacher from Stanford University, and that teacher was talking about the energy of a classroom that is missing when we are doing a virtual classroom, because there is always, if you have a collaboration, a work group of people, there is an energy to it. There is like people talking there, it gets you engaged, it gets you like going, it feels like we are actually together in a space, and not just like sitting in a distant space by myself, like without anyone here. I always say to people that ask me about Kino, I sit in this room by myself all day long, and because I work with via Kino, I'm never alone. And Tom can also um, I'm sorry, can also, I lost the word, attest to it, I guess, with the lack of better phrasing. Because when Tom started working with Kino a year ago, it's weird. And by the way, Tom is he's in Albania right now. From Albania, our entire team is based scattered across the planet. We have people in Kenya, we have people in Albania, and we all come together on a Kino and collaborate. And we are just, it feels like we are in the same space virtually, without actually being in the same space physically. Uh, and that's what Kino is all about. Because at the end of the day, we wanted to create an experience that will simulate a real life room situation where people can move around and just engage with one another without disconnecting from the group. Because if I'm disconnecting from the group, if I'm going into a breakout room or if I'm going to a different side conversation with on a different session, then I'm losing the group. And I'm here to be a part of a group. And if I'm losing it, then it's simply not the same experience. Just gonna get sorry. Just gonna get Chris here because she dropped and I wanted her to. Chris and Anna dropped and I wanted them to focus on me again. I pulled the focus again. Now, something else that we developed after listening to some feedback of clients, we created something called the announcement feature. So I can decide that I want to make an announcement, and I have a button here. I'm going to demonstrate my window again. Right here, you guys can see that I have press and hold to announce. And if I press and hold that button, hi everyone, I'm making an announcement right now. Other than the notification that comes on top, you don't really notice it because you're focused on it to begin with. But if you're in different spaces, you will hear my audio at 100%, even though you're in remote spaces. So as a teacher, I can have my students all over. I want to say we have 5 more minutes to the task. I can make an announcement. I have direct contact with audibly with my students all the time. So there is another thing that we there's always the privacy thing. There's always the privacy thing. A student doesn't want to be on camera. Well, what do you say to that? Like, okay, don't be on camera. We can't force you, right? But then, what are we missing? We are missing. We don't really know if the student is there or not. So how would we mitigate that? So for those who doesn't like to be on camera, we developed something called a privacy mode. And privacy mode is available right now on computers. It's not available yet on mobile devices. We are working towards it. I'm going to activate my privacy mode. So when I'm on privacy mode, you see that my video is blurred, but completely blurred. So you see that I'm here, but you don't quite see me. Like it's not invasive from my perspective, because I know that my video is blurred. So I always like to make one moment. I want Anna to see this as well. So I always make the joke of I'm able to be blurred and not seen, but still seen enough. So let's say if my hair is a mess, or I did not wear my makeup in the morning, or I did not wash my face yet, because I just rolled out of bed and I came into class, I don't feel uncomfortable about it. And that's the privacy mode. And for those of you that are on computers, if you see, that's a feature that's available to all of you. If you see on the bottom right, there are the three dots. If you click on it and then click on privacy mode, you can experience the privacy mode of all of you. So how about you guys go ahead and try it out. So we have Chris, private. Amber is private. Leo, you want to try it out? Click on the bottom right. There are like three dots, and then there is privacy mode. Yep. Tom, you want to join the team? Yeah. Super cool. All right, guys, you can all come back now. All right, let's turn off the privacy mode. Fantastic. So that's something else that we added to Kino, because we listened to our users. Some users said, I don't want to be on video all day long. Great. So here's the solution. You're like not on video, but you're on video in the sense that you're present, but we are not invading into your space or into your face. Um, I need to remember that. I never rhymed it like that before. um, so we have all those features to create a sense of a better classroom, and also like just a better engagement in general. It doesn't matter if it's a classroom or if it's social setting or if it's business collaboration. Kino is a tool that we develop just to simply add that element of a human connection, a face-to-face connection. I can see if you're like how you engage. Sometimes side story, like I talk to Tom and I see that he's having like a day or something like that, and we're not communicating, and I see on his face that something is not. I'm like, okay, Tom, let's talk about um, it, and that's because we have that sense of a human connection. And I was just in Albania, and I got this is their the symbol that they have on their flag. It's called Shiponia, for those of you who are not familiar. So I went there to because we opened a branch there of my company, but also I wanted to see all of my team members for the first time in person because I've never met them in person. We just work every day on Kino. I gotta tell you, that actually I was like putting the human connection statement that we have on in a test because I need now I know what it's gonna feel like. And I gotta tell you, like all my team members, we went to a weekend in a resort in Albania. They connected like I know this person for years. Like we hang out every day in person, and there was no like dissonance, or there was no disconnect when we actually connected. And that for me was okay, yeah, that makes sense because it works, and it works for us as a as a team, and it works for us as honestly just people. um, Now, what do we envision from here? Like, people are telling me, I had a friend who said, okay, yeah, that's Kino, great, it works fantastic, you're done. We're not done. We're not remotely done. We have a lot that we plan on adding. Because, for example, another thing that people were telling us: what if I wanted to grab Amber and have a private conversation with Amber? Now, I don't want people to hear what I have to say to Amber, and I want to say it now. It's like pulling a student in a classroom to the side for a moment, um, and I wanna talk to them. So we are working on a private conversation feature, and that private conversation feature would mean that I can start a focus conversations or focus space, because we actually change conversation to spaces, and I'm still getting used to it. Um, and I can click on private, and what will happen is that me and Amber are talking to one another. My video and audio only reach Amber, and Amber's video and audio only reach me. We can still see outside of our private space, but no one can hear or see what we're saying, what we're talking about, because we're in a private session right now within a Kino. So it's like you have another session that you're still a part of, and you're able to um, have that private conversation without actually, um, having everyone hearing what we're saying. So that's something that we are working on. Um, we are working, in addition to that, we are working with a number of companies that we're going to partner with, and that's exciting because we're going to add the suite of services as to Kino. One of them will be streaming. If I wanted my class to be streamed online, so my students can watch it later on. So we are able to stream simultaneously to multiple platforms at the same time. So like I can stream it to YouTube, I can stream it to Facebook, I can stream it to Twitch, I can stream it to Vimeo. I always get that name wrong. So that's something that we're working on partnering with a company to have that. Also, a whiteboard where I can just draw something or engage with my students. Have all my students draw something or allow them, via permissions to express their creativity and to express just engage, be a part of the class. So, because in a classroom, we can have a student come up to the board and write down something on the board, and everyone sees it, or even explain something on a board. So we wanna add this service as a part of our suite of offerings of being a Kino user. Other than that, we are looking into some project management tools, which is more business oriented. But I can see like project management can be, integrated as a solution for education in terms of like tasks or homework. So a student an option to see their tasks or homework on that project management um, platform that we're going to have. So we have a lot that are coming about to Kino. Our longer route is to actually create a hybrid experience where people in a classroom, people that are outside of the classroom, are all having the same class. I'm sorry, the same experience. But that's a little bit further out down the line, so I don't want to talk prematurely. Um, So in conclusion, if I was just like to run through everything we just talked about really quick before we move on to our next engagement session, where we can actually experience what it's like to be on a Kino, like in a more personal way. We have the chat feature. So when someone is sending a chat message, we see it on the tiles immediately. Like I saw that Chris before a few minutes ago sent to me a message saying that she's trying to get her virtual background to work. We can work on it in a minute. Or we have the wave feature where we can just wave. I can wave at everyone right now like this. Um, that is like a raised hand. So if a student wanted to say something or wanted my attention as a teacher, he can wave at me from across the Kino, if you will. I don't have to be in his space, or I can be in the center of his space, but still I'm able to get that engagement. And we have the option to break into smaller groups without losing the group, which is one of the things that I feel like is most important to educators, because you want to be in touch with your class. You want to see what are people doing in their work groups. So I think I've talked plenty, and again, I don't want to bore anyone. It's not a class; it's just a webinar. So let's do this. Can you all please unmute your microphones, and if you can, if you feel comfortable, also open your cameras. And then we're gonna split into some groups and have some conversations. So Anna, if you can unmute your microphone, and Sue, if you can unmute your microphone, and Chris, yes. Chris asked a question. If can you see all breakout rooms at the same time? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. We're gonna see it right now. Chris, I would love if you could unmute your microphone. And then what we're gonna do right now, let's do this. Um, Kevin,
Even.
sorry.
Yep. Two E's.
Yeah, you're correct. So
Yep.
Kevin,
Yes,
Amber,
sir.
Elizabeth, you guys are gonna be one group, and then Sue, Anna, and Chris is gonna be another group, and Tom and M. Chavez, I hope that I said it right. I apologize if not. It will be another space. How are we gonna do this? Kevin and Amber, please focus on one another. So all of you have like this target icon on the screen. So
Yep.
Kevin and Amber focus on one another. They're gonna drop off our pool focus.
Do I click on focus back?
Yes, fantastic. So you all see that Kevin and Amber went to the side. They're in the focus space. Elizabeth, can you please go ahead and click on Kevin's focus icon, this target icon on his tile, and then Join space. All right, still joining space. All right, and now let me just help you guys a little bit here, so we make it fun. Engagement. I'm gonna do.
There we go. We have Elizabeth and we have Kevin. It was
Shadows,
interesting,
Anna,
Elizabeth. I don't know if you can still hear, if you've noticed that Raviv is
there.
still talking.
Can you hear me?
So you can
Yeah,
still
hi.
somewhat
Oh,
hear
hi.
him.
Oh, this is neat
And
because I
now
can
Chris
hear
is
like the
talking.
background conversation.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah. I'm sorry, I'm
background
on my
noise.
phone,
Okay.
so I'm trying to figure out how to manipulate it
You
on the
know,
phone because I can't
our
access it through
conversation
the
here
computer.
is
So
the main focus.
it's a little harder to figure out what I'm
Hello?
doing.
Okay. Hi.
Hi.
So this is neat. It's like being in the classroom and hearing everybody else in the background. So
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just like gonna move around and show people everything,
That we
more or
can
less. So if you guys,
turn
by the
up
way,
volume
Chris, you
as
asked a
well.
good question there.
If you hover at
If
the
you can see
flash
everyone, so yeah,
icon,
you can see everyone on the side. But if you want to see the
drag the
distribution,
volume up.
you have little chat bubbles on the left. If you click on that,
Yeah,
that's the
and you can
spaces
turn it
panel, and you
down.
can see
Yeah,
the
if you
focus
push it to
spaces.
the
Do you see
left,
it?
then Raviv's conversation
okay,
goes
hold on a
up.
second. So before we get there, so if I want to lower the background noise, I just lower the 5% to whatever it is, and you can still I can still hear you.
There would
Okay.
Right,
be,
Well then, if I want to, like in my classroom, put the kids in breakout rooms, whatever you said, go to the bubble.
No, so if you wanted to do it specifically, if you were like the host or moderator,
Yeah.
you're gonna have this split to spaces, and here you can create spaces. I can create spaces, and then I can move people around like this.
Okay.
And then if I click split to spaces, I'm gonna rip them out from where they are and take them somewhere else, which I don't want to do now because I don't want to interrupt their conversations.
Right. But I can't see where would that be.
So you don't have that control because you're not the host or moderator on this
Oh,
keynote.
so you have to be okay. That's what you're saying. Okay,
Yeah,
I get it.
but
So,
what
and
I
I can hear what everybody's saying at the same time.
Yeah, just like now, if you put it the master volume at 5% again, then you could see it yourself. Now, if I Sue, I'm going to show you how you do it as well. You see that you have that on my screen. You have that spaces,
Yeah.
and then you have it on your computer as well, and you can see everyone in real time. You can see Amber here. You can see Tom and I don't know how you say and Chavez. I'm sorry, I don't.
Yeah.
So and then you can see everyone in real time. Now, Sue, you're on a mobile device, right?
Correct. Yes.
If you will swipe right, you're gonna see the spaces panel
Ah,
as well. And then if
got
you
it.
swipe back left, and you can see everyone like the conversation that you're in the main screen of the keynote.
Okay,
That's
that makes
then
sense.
yeah. Then there you have also the chat. So talk amongst yourself, and I'm gonna hop over to another space, and I'll be back with you in a minute.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank.
These are
Right.
like,
Well,
yeah,
too
Hi
bad we
everyone.
didn't have this like a year ago.
Right.
So Tom, did you get
Breakout
to
rooms
show
for
them the
this.
conversation,
Would
the
never,
spaces panel?
ever,
yeah,
ever
yeah.
show up.
So Elizabeth,
Right.
are
Cool.
you
So what do you guys think
in
about it so
school?
far?
Are you
Yeah.
actively in education?
And I'm sorry, how do you say your name? Is it
But
because I read M Chavez, but I don't know.
a new platform. I
That's how you say it?
anymore.
Yeah. Oh, Margarita.
Margarita, fantastic.
Okay.
Margarita. So what do you think about that experience
It's
so
always
far?
nice to sort of see the other options
Oh,
and
I,
the
I am
and
always
it's really
playing
nice getting
catch
things
up
pulled right.
with technology. I like what I'm learning here. It's new to me.
Yeah, I'm so happy to hear that. Anna, what do you think about it?
I think being able to hear the other conversations makes it feel more like a classroom.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think
So
that's cool. Like you feel like you're in the group more
right.
than other ones that I've experienced. It's really, it's an interesting feeling because it just feels like you're really immersed in it.
I'm so happy that you said that because that's exactly what we are trying to achieve with Kino. Being able to be there and not just like be divided, into like groups. That's exactly what we're aiming for with Kino.
Mm-hmm.
Anna, were you able to see the Spaces panel on your mobile device?
Yes, I can see it. Yeah.
Okay, all right, all right. So because if you do it now is a good time to see it. I don't know if you can. If you're driving, then don't.
I can't do it while I'm driving. This is
Yeah, don't. But
Oh my
that's
goodness.
fine. You
but I
can.
can hear everyone fine, so
Right.
it still lets me be part of the experience.
All right. Then you guys talk amongst yourself. I'm gonna just jump to Amber's group for a second and see what's going on there, and I'll be back with you in a little bit.
Yeah, that's so different.
Hi
It's so
guys.
nice. It feels more
Hi,
genuine. So
Raviv.
like
We
it's
actually
like
just had
being
some
virtual
questions, so
space with
perfect timing for joining us.
Oh, fantastic! What question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one question is, um, since we are recording, what is recording
It's a great.
during the breakouts?
So
Yeah.
my experience is being recorded because we are using the share screen feature.
Okay.
So every time I jump from conversation to conversation, you will actually be able to see my conversations later. Now, something interesting that we are doing for the future is
Right.
being able to record a classroom, watch that recording on our cloud later on, but focus on individuals in the recording as if you're going through the Kino
Yeah,
live.
I agree.
But
We
that's
use
honestly that's
Microsoft
pretty
platform
complicated. We
to
are working on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
send the group chat.
That sounds complicated,
They're really
but
great
wow, that
resource.
would
I'm
be
sure they were
such
silent
an
when we
awesome
all jump
feature.
in and didn't
Right,
even unmute
because
ourselves.
I
So
understand that as a
nice
teacher,
and
if you
consistent,
wanna,
whether or not they're
let's
actually
say you wanna see what
participating.
how that group engage,
Yeah.
right? So you wanna be able
Yes.
to
Yes.
relive those moments later on for for your metrics of your students. And that's something that we are
Yeah,
working
just
really
had
hard
right
towards
around March
because we want to
2020.
add
It was kind of
that
like almost the
dimension and
start of
capacity of Kino
quarantine that
to
it was like a
make
different type of
the
development. So I
benefits
don't know if it was
much,
the
much
right
bigger.
way to go with that, but
Otherwise,
it
you're
gave us
correct.
the
What
development.
I'm
But
recording right now is going to be my
yeah, it
experience
sounds
inside of Kino because everyone has a different experience.
within a year.
Right. But that's still, I still like that though better than some of the other options out there that once you get into the breakouts, it's only still only recording the main room where there's nothing going on at all.
Oh, I think
So yeah, so at least now, if I go back and watch the recording, especially with it following you, now we can hear all the rest of the questions that the other groups asked in your answer
right,
to those. So
right.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's actually a good point. I didn't know that that's what's happening there. I honestly had no idea. Did you guys all see the conversation panel, the spaces panel? I'm sorry, I'm still getting used to spaces versus conversations. Did you see the spaces panel of the Kino?
I think, well, Alyssa, is that where it said hide at the bottom?
No.
It said,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So on the left side,
I
you will
think so. I think
see
he might have.
Oh,
something,
Oh,
two
it
chat
says
bubbles that
spaces
says
in the
spaces.
chat. Do you see this?
yeah.
Do you see that?
Kevin, do you
In
see
the
it?
bottom left-hand corner.
Oh,
Yeah.
I must have hit something. I'm not leaving, but
It's like two chat bubbles. Elizabeth, did you find it?
I think I did. It has a red circle with a one.
No.
It's
Oh
the
yeah, yeah.
chat bubble, Elizabeth. Yeah.
Yes, if
oh,
someone
okay.
sent you
Yeah,
a
I
chat,
must have
then
even
that's
on the
what it
phone
would
where
be.
it
And then
had my
on that
comment, but there's
panel,
a way
you
for
have
the
chat and
different
spaces. And if you click on
terms to be
spaces,
on the same.
you can actually see all the spaces in real time. I'm just going to share my screen so you guys can all see it.
Yeah, that's so
I'm looking at it
awesome.
now.
So right here is the spaces icon right here, and someone sent a message on the chat, and then we can see that Tom is there, and we are all here. And then we have other users that are not in any space, meaning they're in the lobby right now. And that's if we leave this space, we're gonna go out to the lobby, which we are gonna go in just a minute because I don't want to lose everyone's attention there. Um, so let's all break out and click on the. Please feel free to click on the focus button of everyone, or just click on leave space at the bottom of the screen. If you click on leave space, then you're gonna go back to the lobby.
You put a little target on someone, like I just did it by mistake like 5 times. Do they see? Does that person see, or do you? Because I see like a little message and then it says dismiss in red.
So that's a great question. Let's just get everyone out again so I
Okay.
can make an announcement.
Okay.
Wait a second.
If you click on
Amber, now you see what is the announcement feature feels like. So
yeah,
if you guys can just unfocus and click on leave, or if not, then I can just bring you out. Let's just get everyone here. I'm just gonna. I wanna everyone to hear the question, so I'm gonna just pull focus again. All right. So we are back. I think -2. Okay, we got two as well. All right. So Chris asked a good question. Chris, would you mind repeating the question so everyone can hear? I feel like
Which one? I'm kidding. No. So I was clicking on the target,
right.
right? And then I just clicked on it like 5 times. Does that person see it 5 times, or do they know at all that I'm clicking on the target, or is that just for me?
So when someone focuses on you, then you see them highlighted in green. Now, if you're in a space, they will not get any notification, because if someone is in a space, then you will get um, a message on top saying either invite them to start a space with you, um, leave your space and join them, or focus on them and join. And then until you make a decision, you're not you're not gonna see anything. But that's a good question. So let me just show you guys how it works. Tom, can you go to the space one there?
Yeah, sure. Mhm.
Okay. So guys, if you can please click on Tom's target icon, just click on it once and ignore the notification that comes on top. Without. So if you guys right now, Margarita joined Tom and then she came out. But if you click on it, then you get like the notification on top saying, and I'm gonna share my screen so I can make sure that all of you are seeing it. I'm gonna also pull focus again so we are not losing anyone.
Oh,
Tom, go to space one again. Go to space one again. All right. So if I focus on Tom, then I have Tom is in a space, join space, invite to a space with me, or dismiss. And that's how Tom did not see anything when I clicked it right now. But if I was to join Tom, then he would get me with this green border that you all see here. And to the point, by the way, I see that you're all with green tiles because you're all focused on me. If you are not focused on me, then you'll just be a tile, just like anyone else. Tom, you can come out now. Thank you. Um, Fantastic. So, Chris, did you have any other questions? I think you have three.
Sorry.
Were you able to set up your virtual background?
No, so I just pulled a picture from the internet. Usually it doesn't matter as long as it's not like copyrighted or whatever. So I put it on my desktop, and when I went to set up my background, I clicked virtual background and then the plus, and then it asked me to choose where I'm getting the picture from. I put it on my desktop. I found the picture. I opened. I set my space and nothing happened.
There's a message at the bottom, I think, saying that you need to choose a picture that is at least 3 MB of size or something like that.
Nothing showed up, but I'll try again.
Yeah. So one of the things that we want to ensure is that the experience is always like at the highest quality. So we want to make sure that you're sitting in front of a picture that won't look blurry when we're sending high quality resolution. Um, so the picture, there's a definition of what the picture should be like, so it will fit in your tile. Otherwise, it's going to look like either very small and then cover only half of the size,
Okay.
stretched.
So please remind me, megabyte is bigger or smaller than kilobyte?
Megabyte is bigger than kilobyte.
Bigger. Okay, because this one was 7.4 kilobytes. So maybe that's why it didn't show up.
So you see, Amber just added her virtual background of Illinois Digital Educators Alliance. By the way, Amber, I want to see you try. I want to see you try say that 3 times fast.
I just say idea. It's much easier.
I know. But sometimes when I say when I said idea, they were like, "What idea?" I'm like, "No."
So you don't want it pixelated. That's what it is. You want it to show up nice.
I mean, it's not only that. I think that we had like technical difficulties. If the picture wasn't like at the highest enough resolution, then it didn't work well. Other than just like the quality.
Okay.
By the way, how would you guys describe the video quality that you're seeing?
It's pretty good.
Excellent.
So one of one of our values is to deliver freedom to our users, transparency, because that's what Kino is about. Also, like quality, we want to ensure that when I'm on a Kino, if my internet connection is good enough to sustain high definition video, I'm gonna always deliver high definition video, and that's something that I found a lot of our competitors, are falling short on, because the video sometimes looks smeared a little bit, and not sometimes a little bit fuzzy. It's not like crisp and like very clear, and that's something that we had at the beginning. At the beginning of Kino, we had it a lot, and I always told my teammates, if it's not high definition, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to see it, because I feel like again it delivers that dimension of being in person without being in person. It gives you a sense of like actually seeing a person properly than just like just a blurred video. Does anyone else have any other questions that I can answer? I'd love to answer more questions. Elizabeth, what do you think about the focus feature? Alice questions. Elizabeth, if you can just unmute your microphone.
Sorry, I muted it because the planes are going over again.
Yeah. So what do you think about the focus feature?
I thought it was excellent.
Thank you.
Your picture is very crisp.
Thank you. Yeah. Anna said before that she could feel like she's there immersed in the session with everyone else, because she could hear background noise and like the people around her have like conversations. And sometimes when I specifically when I work with people, if there is a lot of chatter, I can choose to mute my master volume at the bottom of the screen. But to the most part, I also enjoy having the sense of we're all in this together, especially through work. Anna, would you like to describe what you experienced earlier with the focus feature? I know Anna, are you with us or are you muted? I don't know. Okay, I don't know if Anna's there. But Amber, from your team perspective, using Kino so far, how was it? I think you used Kino for about a month now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, just right around that. And actually, it's funny that you brought up the video quality, because that's one of the things that we were talking about, just the video and sound quality. It's so much more rich than what we were using before. And that has been great. We also love the breakout option as well. And being able to just very easily, as the facilitator, to go in between those groups. And what I learned today that I can't wait to share with my team is when we were talking about the recordings, for those of you that weren't in our smaller group,
right?
Because Raviv is recording, the recording actually follows him. So it is recording him from group to group, which is fabulous, because one of the recording features we didn't like before is that it was just recording the main room where there was nothing going on. So it's really nice that as a facilitator, it could be recording what I was doing in each of the different breakout rooms, and we wouldn't be losing that. So I cannot wait to share that with my team. They're going to be really excited to hear about that.
Right. Amber, have you ever tried the split to spaces feature that we have on the menu, or you never tried it?
We haven't done the split spaces feature yet, no.
So I want to demonstrate to you how easy it is to split to spaces, because we just redid it from the user interface standpoint. So I can see that everyone is in the lobby right here, and I can create spaces like so, and then just drag people into their spaces very, very easily. And I can put people. I can put. Okay, I can put Tom. Tommy, what's up with your video? I can just move people into those spaces. And when I move them into those spaces, if I was to click on split to spaces, then all of you would get an invitation to either move to that space. But as a facilitator, I can also force you to move into that space, which will give you a 10-second countdown before you are actually moving into that space. And also, I can also lock you in place if I wanted to. I can just say, the focus feature is unavailable right now. You guys are just staying in that space, and that's it. And if we're dealing with a classroom, sometimes that will be beneficial because you want people to have their own um, um, be in their space, and that's it. And pay attention how even in the spaces split to spaces window, you still see all the videos moving in real time. You can see Elizabeth here, and Chris, and Kevin, and Amber, all videos that are moving in real time. Let's Amber, would you mind wait a second, just waving your hand so they can see you? Okay, yeah, they can see you in that space, which is fantastic. So that's something that we always work towards, making the experience as alive as possible, and not, instead of just putting like just a profile picture and that's it. Um, does anyone else have any other question? Chris is waving at everyone.
So I do have a question because, okay, so my school uses a different platform, right? So they pay for it so everybody can use it and have whatever time. Uh, because I didn't know what I was doing when I got this email, I created an account, right? So I'm assuming that account is free.
Right.
What do I get with a free account? And if the school were to pay for like a usage license or whatever you want to call it, what would we get with that?
Fantastic question. So let me just walk you through our website so I can just show you the experience. So if I go here to kino.live, I'm already signed in. But if I wasn't and I went down to, plans, then we have three plans that are the main pillars of Kino. We have a free plan which has, like, you can host up to 1 hour, unlimited kinos a month. Just use it as much as you want. Even if you had an hour and it ran out, you can just open a new one and just have another hour and another hour. Although it's just annoying. And you can have up to 10 participants per kino. If I was looking at the premium, then I can host up to 8 hours, unlimited kinos a month again, and then up to 100 participants. And then our virtual office, which is more for teams and collaboration, the same idea like premium, same idea as premium. But at the same time, we increase the time to be 12 hours, unlimited amount, 100 participants, and 10 user licenses per plan. Now you could buy the virtual office plan as many times as you wanted to get like extra 10 licenses, or if you have like a big purchase, you can just reach out to us directly. We'll facilitate. And after I choose a plan, let's say I pick this plan, I get to our payment page, and here we have add-ons where we can add the Kino recorder, and if I wanted more than 100 participants, I can add extra 100 participants, so I can host up to 200. Again, if you wanted more, reach out. We can facilitate up to 1,000 per Kino right now, and in the future up to 3,000 per Kino. And then we have some partner add-ons that are going to be popular in the future. But our billing is pretty much very straightforward, very simple in three plans, and then just add-ons that build on top of it, so you can actually curate whatever you need and whatever you don't need. so it's easier for you to manage your bill.
So when you say per Kino, that's like, in my school, it would be per teacher. Is
So
that what it is, or?
no. So every teacher that has an account or get an account can open 2 Kinos simultaneously. That's the limit. Every Kino can have up to 10 participants. Like what we are having right now is a Kino, and we have
Okay.
we have 8 participants right now. We could have with the free plan up to 10.
Okay.
Anyone else has any question? Someone? All right. Well, we're just about reaching our 1 hour limit. So first of all, I want to say thank you for all of you that you joined here today. Everyone in this experience that was able to join, if you sign up on Kino and send us either we can see your name on the console, or if you send us an email about it, or through Amber, it's also okay. We will give you like a half a year of usage for the premium plan without any cost. You're gonna get that trial as a perk of gracing us with your presence in this webinar, because we really do appreciate it. And we also have a new promotion that we're working on, that anyone with an EDU email will get like the premium plan right now, as of right now, for unlimited amount of time. So if you have an EDU email, we're happy to facilitate and have you over and use Kino, and that's part of our Kino for the Community program, where we like to support education and and yeah, education. Sorry, I didn't have anything else to add to that.
No, that's good. And so actually what we can do is we always do a follow-up email with everyone who registered for today. I should have let you know, we have a lot of people who do watch our recordings. So you can send me the recording link, Raviv, and then we'll follow up with everyone. If you or Tom or Jay want to send that verbiage that you just shared, we'll put that in the email as well, so that they can then reach out to you and get that. And then we can talk offline, but I think it would be great for us to maybe send out an e-blast regarding the EDU emails getting premium features.
Right. Fantastic.
Okay.
So everyone,
Awesome.
I want to wish everyone a good day. And again, thank you so much for joining. And I hope to see you all using Kino and enjoying it. And if you ever need anything, then reach out to team@kino.live. That's our support email. We all see it, all the team members, and we would love to hear from you. When you hang up this Kino at the bottom, then there will be, for those of you that are not on mobile, I apologize. For those of you that are, you're going to have a feedback window. If you can leave us feedback there, it would be greatly appreciated. If there is anything wrong with the experience, we'd love to hear about it. And I appreciate your time, and thank you for coming, checking out Kino.
Raviv and Tom, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. For those of you looking for the Professional Development Hour link, I put that link in the chat as well, so you could just copy and paste that. As always, we really appreciate you joining us, and we look forward to seeing you at next week's Wednesday webinar, which is with Thrively on integrating well-being into student learning. So hope to catch you then. And I'm going to hop off because I have a IdeaCon meeting to attend. So thank you all so much. Very, very good to see you all. And Raviv, I'll connect with you here soon.
Thank you so much, Amber.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Take care. Bye-bye.